Hi, welcome to my video on Canvases 101. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about different surfaces that you can pour on. Then I'll be explaining about different kinds of canvases to you. Now let's get started. Acrylic pour painting is so versatile that it can be done on any surface out there. This is one style of painting where you can let your imagination run wild. While there are innumerable surfaces that you can pour on, I'm going to talk to you about few very popular surfaces that people generally use for pour painting. Now, while canvases and wooden panels are some of the most popular surfaces that people prefer to paint on or pour on, there are lesser known varieties out there which give you brilliant results. For example, this is a reversible liquid art panel by Artist Loft. This is available at Michael's and it comes in different shapes and sizes. Now you can either do your pour on this side or on this side. The best part about it is that this is already primed. This is one of the most durable surface that you can paint on. The difference between a typical wooden panel and a reversible liquid art panel is that this is very easy to use and less messier. Since the pouring surface is contained by a wooden border, it is completely leak proof. This is probably the best surface you can pour on in order for it to be self-leveling. And it's easier to seal your paint with art resin too. These are available at Michael's. If you walk into the dollar store, you have plenty of options over there that you can choose in order to pour on. For example, you have chopping boards like these bamboo chopping boards, which are equivalent to wooden panels, and these cost just $1. Then you have hanging metallic signs like these. These are great surfaces to pour on, and once you varnish them, hang it anywhere you want in your house. These come in different shapes and sizes and they cost just $1. These are long lasting and durable too. Then just like your wooden chopping boards, you have glass chopping boards at Michael. The best part about these glass chopping boards are that they come with 4 knobs on the other side. You don't need painter's pyramid or tacks or anything to put underneath before you do your pour. So it's very convenient that way. And again, it's just $1. So you can buy them in bulk at the dollar store and practice as a beginner. Tiles make a good surface to pour on too. You can source them at your local hardware stores. They come in different shapes and sizes. And you can pour on either the smooth side of the tile or the rough side. It doesn't matter. If you pour on this side, you get beautiful texture. The most popular sizes of tiles that people pour on are 5 into 5 inches and 4 into 4 inches. The reason why they do this is because you can make beautiful coasters with tiles. People out there make a lot of money by selling coasters made out of tiles. You can also make a set of 4 and gift it to your friends and family for holidays and birthdays. Apart from these, you can also make your pour on plastic trays, wooden trays, vases made out of glass, and also mason jars. Like for example, you can save all your sauce bottles and you can just place them on your silicone mat and do your pour on it, and then you end up with a beautiful design on your mason jars. And then you can use that to place your flowers on it, or you can use it as a decorative item on your shelf, but they look very beautiful. The pours come out beautiful. Now those were your popular but unconventional surfaces that you can do your pour on. Now let's move on to more conventional pouring surfaces. When I say conventional surfaces, I'm talking about canvas boards, wooden panels, and your actual canvases. So let's talk about canvas boards. What exactly are canvas boards? And why go for canvas panels or canvas boards when you can go for actual canvas itself? The reason for this is because when you paint outdoors, it's better to paint on canvas boards rather than actual canvas because these do not let light go through it. It's totally opaque. Like if you see, it's solid. So these do not allow light to go through it when you paint outdoors. So that way you can paint beautifully without any visibility issues. For example, if you take this canvas and put your hand behind the canvas and shine light through the canvas, you can see the shadow of your hand or your palm through the canvas. So this is what happens if you paint with your canvas outdoors. It is transparent or semi-transparent and light easily passes through it. And this will affect your visibility. Another advantage of working with canvas board or canvas panel is that these are easily stackable on top of each other. Over here I have a stack of 5 canvas panels. You can just put them in your bag and take it wherever you go, wherever you travel all around the world. Now imagine stacking 5 canvases into a bag. It's so difficult to transport canvases, but it's very easy to transport canvas panels and boards. Apart from being outdoor and travel friendly, these are also storage friendly. So it is a very good solution for space constraint. So what exactly are canvas panels made of? Canvas panels are basically canvas cloth stretched over cardboard. Now we've discussed about the pros of using canvas panels and canvas boards. It's time to talk about the cons. The only disadvantage of using canvas panels is that it is not archival. Because it is stretched over cardboard, it will not withstand the test of time. These are not durable. These are easy to spoil. I've had people who come up to me and said that they've done beautiful artwork on canvas panels, but their canvas turned moldy. Now, why did it turn moldy? That's because it's stretched over cardboard. So over a period of time, the cardboard sucks in all the moisture from the paint and starts decomposing. And it's not just the moisture from the paint, it's also the moisture in the atmosphere and if you spill anything on it or if it gets wet in the rain or whatever happens to it, it'll catch mold and slowly over a period of time your artwork would disintegrate. It's not archival. So this is the only con of using canvas panels. Now when you buy canvas boards, make sure that you buy canvas boards of good quality like Artist Loft from Michaels. There are a lot of great deals out there on Amazon where you can find boxes of assorted canvas panels of different size for throwaway prices. A lot of people think that buying canvas panels in bulk from Amazon is a good option, but it's not. I would never advise my viewers to buy it from Amazon. Just go to Michaels and get your canvas panels from out there. Now I'll tell you the reason why. This is a canvas panel that I got from Michaels. See how hard it is. It doesn't bend. It's so difficult to even bend it. And look at the noise it makes. This is a very good quality of canvas panel or canvas board. Also on the back there is a label for you to write about your artwork and date it and sign it. Now if you look at this canvas board that I got from Amazon, it's not durable at all. It bends so easily. Can you see? And look at the back. It's got lines and wrinkles already. Now if you tap it, it hardly makes any noise. It is not at all stiff. So even before you paint, this starts to bend. Now imagine what would happen if you paint on it. I'll show you an example. If you paint on cheap canvas panels, your canvas boards will warp. Now if you look at it, it's shapeless and bent. It's not straight. It's like warped. Now this is not a beautiful painting. I just used it as a palette because this was too cheap for me to paint on. I didn't like the quality because, yeah, as I said, it caused a lot of warping and my paintings got spoiled. I did beautiful paintings, but they got spoiled because of the warping. I never had such issues with canvas boards from Artist Loft. So even before you finish your painting, these start to warp. Now imagine what would happen to your painting over a period of time. It won't even last more than 1 or 2 years. So I know I'm repeating this. Don't buy canvas boards in bulk from Amazon. Just go to Michaels and get the Artist Loft brand. Now trust me, I am not endorsed by Michaels or Artist Loft. It's just my personal opinion. Now there is one more major difference between canvas panels of good quality and bad ones. The difference is that this is properly gessoed. I think this has almost 2 layers of gesso on it. So you wouldn't need to prime or gesso your canvas panel before you do your artwork. Whereas if you use this quality of canvas panel, you have to at least apply 2 more coats of gesso on it before you start your painting. The difference is so obvious in the color and the texture. This has got a gesso-y textured feel to it, whereas this does not have that kind of a texture. Listen to the sound. See, that's a very big difference in the sound that you hear when I move my hand across both the canvases, which is why this is a better option than this. Now we move on to wooden panels. Wooden panels were one of the most popular choice of surface for artists to paint on in the olden days. These were more popular than stretch canvases back then. Wooden panels are made of either birch wood or compressed wooden pulp. Fun fact, Mona Lisa was painted on a panel. Unlike your typical stretched canvases or canvas cloth, wooden panels are even more durable than canvases. They are smooth and texture free. But these are very expensive compared to your stretched canvases. Wooden panels are heavy, and as you keep moving on to bigger sizes of wooden panels to paint on, they keep getting super heavier and heavier. The thing about these wooden panels is that they have to be framed. Now you must be wondering, what do I mean by the fact that wooden panels are texture free? For example, if you take this canvas, canvases are what? Canvases are made out of cloth, so you can see the texture of the cloth on the canvas. So what happens is, even if you paint on top of this, you can see the grains of the canvas or the texture of the canvas through your painting. But if you use a wooden panel, you do not see any texture on it at all. So when you make your pores or do your painting on it, the only thing that you would see is your painting when it's dry. You cannot see the texture of the wood through your painting, like how you see the texture of the canvas through your painting. Now that I've spoken about what wooden panels are and its pros and cons, it's time to move on to stretched canvases. Let's start off with a fun fact. Now, generally, when we go shopping to Michael's or Hobby Lobby to get our supplies, we ask for canvases. Canvas is the generic term that we use in order to call what these things are. But do you know what? These are not called canvases. These are called stretched canvases. The reason why these are called stretched canvases is because the canvas cloth is generally stretched on wooden panels. In the olden days, and even now, many artists buy canvas cloth in bulk, wrap it over something solid underneath, and do their painting on canvas cloth instead of canvases. Now, the reason for this is because this gives artists a lot of flexibility to pick and choose the best part of their painting to display to everybody. The advantage of working just on canvas cloth is that if you do a beautiful painting, you might have one or two very good focal points in your painting, and there might be parts of your painting which is distorted or muddy or cloudy or spoiled. Now, what do these artists do then? They pick one or two of their best focal points, they cut the canvas and take that part and get it stretched over wooden beams. They get that particular part of the painting made into stretched canvases. And then the parts that are spoiled or the parts that they don't like about the painting, they can just discard it. Moreover, working on canvas cloth gives artists the flexibility to store their paintings in their cupboards until somebody wishes to buy them. That way they save on the cost of getting it stretched. The customers get to go to the artist and pick out the best painting that they like, and then the artist gets it stretched and delivers it to their customer. Another reason a lot of artists prefer painting on just canvas cloth alone and not on stretched canvases is because stretched canvas does not give you the flexibility to cut away the bad parts. You're stuck with what you paint when you use stretched canvases. But to be honest, for the sake of convenience, most artists out there, including all of us, beginners and people from the intermediary level, we all prefer to use stretched canvases. Now, stretched canvases come across different shapes, different sizes, and across different budgets. They also come in different colors, black being the second most popular color for the canvas after white. Over here you have a black canvas. These are readily available in most of your craft stores and they come in different sizes. They cost just as much as how much a regular stretched white canvas would cost. You have rectangle canvases, you have circular canvases, oval ones like these. There are endless choices out there. Nowadays, canvases come in archival quality. But it wasn't the case before, which is why panels were more popular amongst artists. Until recent times, canvases didn't last that long. It tended to get damaged easily, especially while in transit. And even aggressive use of palette knife used to cause tears on canvases. If you go to museums, you would notice that not many paintings were done on canvases. There are few paintings out there in the museum which are done on canvases, but those are treated. In fact, most of them are restored on new canvases or other surface. You can watch YouTube videos on how famous paintings are treated and restored by museums. Now that we've spoken about different shapes, sizes, colors, etc., I'm going to speak to you about different levels of canvases that's available out there in the market. I start off with the cheapest brand, which is by Crafter's Square. Crafter's Square and many other brands on Amazon, Chinese brands, they sell very cheap canvas like for $1. These are one of the canvases with the lowest quality out there. By cheapest quality, I mean that these are practically transparent and light passes through them completely. They are not tightly wrapped around the wooden frame. You can see how they form pits. And you might have to paint over the frame. The frame would be totally visible. It's not just cheap canvases of this size, but cheap canvases of any size would do that. These are not properly gessoed. These probably have bare minimum amount of gesso and they are not evenly spread across the canvases. If you see, you can see bumps over here and there. It's not been sanded well after it's been gessoed. Another issue with cheap canvases is that it will absorb way too much paint. You would end up using double the amount of paint on a cheap canvas than on a normal canvas or regular canvas of good quality. These are not of archival quality at all because they are the least durable canvases on the market. Canvases generally come in 3 levels. You have level 1 canvases, level 2 canvases and gallery wrapped level 3 canvases. 1 being the least expensive and 3 being the most expensive ones in the market. Canvases are made of 2 different materials. There are linen canvases that are very expensive and you have your cotton duck canvases, which is what most of us use all the time around the world. It is rare to see linen canvases at your local craft store. But you can find cotton duck canvases everywhere. If you want a linen canvas, then you have to place a special order for it. Most of the craft stores just have a sample of linen canvas with them. Now, when I spoke about cotton duck, it does not mean that these canvases are made out of duck or duck feathers. Cotton duck is a type of cotton fiber. Now let me teach you how to distinguish between a level 1, 2 and 3 canvas when you go to buy canvases from your craft store. Now the similarity between level 1, 2 and 3 is that they are all cotton duck. They are all of archival quality and are acid-free titanium white gessoed. Level 1 canvases are lightweight, whereas level 2 canvases are medium weight and level 3 canvases are of heavy weight. Level 1 and level 2 canvases have a wood frame profile of 0.75 inches, but level 3 canvases are made out of kiln dried wood and it has a wooden frame profile of 1.5 inches. Now what do I mean by wooden frame profile? If you look at the sides of the canvases, it's around 0.75 inches. But if you look at a level 3 canvas, it's very thick. It's like 1.5 inches. Now most people go for stretched canvases instead of canvas panels or wooden boards because they prefer not to frame their artwork. Those who want to frame their artwork prefer doing their art on canvas boards and wooden panels. But sometimes people want to frame the artwork that they do on canvases. So in that case, it is very easy to frame a level 1 and level 2 canvas, but it is not easy to frame a level 3 canvas, and it is very expensive if you want to do that. It's not that it cannot be done, but it's super expensive. The next difference between the 3 canvases is the amount of gesso that goes into each canvas. All these canvases, including the cheap ones from the dollar store, comes pre-primed with gesso on it. Level 1 canvases has around 1 to 2 coating of gesso on it, whereas level 2 canvases has much more. Level 3 canvases come with more than 3 coating of gesso on it. Now if you touch all the 3 canvases, you can see that level 1 is the roughest to touch. Then level 2, it is smoother than the level 1. And then finally level 3, which is the smoothest. I guess that's because they've done a very good sanding job on level 3 and level 2 than on level 1. Now the next difference between the 3 canvases is the tightness of the canvas. How tightly the canvas cloth has been stretched over the frame. Check this out. Now listen to this. You can hear the difference in the sound in the tapping on all 3 canvases. Level 2 and level 3 almost feel as though you're tapping on drums because the canvas has been stretched so tightly across the frame. Now if you take your level 1 canvas and paint aggressively on it, you will soon notice that it will begin to sag. It will become loose. Now without me even painting on it, the canvas cloth bounces across the frame. That's because this is not as tightly stretched as level 2 or level 3 canvases. This kind of sagging will not happen on your level 2 and level 3 canvases. In very rare cases where you find sagging on level 2 and level 3 canvases, you can tighten the canvas cloth around the frame. Canvases of this level has a flexible spline so that you can add shims to tighten the canvas on the back side. If you observe closely, you can see that there are slots on every side of the frame of the canvas. It is into these slots that you insert your shims to tighten your canvas. Now if you observe the 3 canvases closely, you can see that in level 1 the canvas cloth has been stretched and then stapled all around the frame. Now if you look at level 2 and level 3 canvases, you can observe that there aren't many staples as much as level 1. You can also notice that the canvas is tucked under the wooden frame on the back side. Here, have a look, close look. You can see how beautifully the canvas is tucked under the wooden frame. Now there are 2 advantages to this. One of the advantage being that it is easier to mount level 2 and level 3 canvases because they are tucked under the wooden frame. But level 1 canvases are not that easy to mount. Another advantage of the canvas being tucked under the frame is that there will be no warping of the canvas. You will find a lot of warping in level 1 canvas, but you will not find warping in level 2 or level 3. Especially when you do pour painting, you will find even more warping of the canvas on the back side when you use level 1 canvas. I've already showed you what warping means when it comes to canvas boards. Now I'll show you what warping means when it comes to canvases. Now if you look at this, I made a pour on a cheap canvas. This is the back side of my canvas. Now if you look at this, the paint flowed all over on the back side of my canvas and dried. So as the paint dries, the canvas starts to lift like this. Like if you see, it doesn't stick to the frame. It starts lifting like this. This is called warping of the canvas. And this is not good because it becomes difficult to mount your canvas, which is why level 1 canvases are difficult to mount because of the warping. Personally, I don't find much of a difference between a level 2 and a level 3 canvas, except for the fact that the level 3 canvas has a 1.5 gallery wrap side. It's sleek and modern. The only constraint is that if you ever change your mind about wanting to frame your canvas, then it is better that you go for a level 2 canvas. What are some reasons that would make me choose level 3 over level 2? One is if you do not want to frame. The second point is if you want to sell or exhibit your product, then go for a level 3 canvas. Cheaper canvases will bring down the value of your artwork. The third point is it is better to use a level 3 canvas if you use professional grade of paint. These are much smoother to work on than on level 1 or level 2. This will help your brushes last longer. The texture is medium rough, perfect for wet on wet painters. And it is easier to put details on your paintings on a level 3 canvas. For example, you can make beautiful clouds and mountains, and blending becomes an effortless job on a level 3 canvas. Your brushes would last a long time if you work on level 3 canvases. So that concludes the reason why you should go for a level 3 canvas. Otherwise, you can stick on to level 2s. It is value for money because it's not as expensive as level 3 but gives you equal benefits of a level 3 canvas. If you're just starting out and you prefer to go for a level 1 canvas rather than a level 2, then I have a tip for you. When you start painting, you would notice that your canvas will start to sag. So in order to prevent sagging, all you have to do is flip your canvas, take a spray bottle and spray all over the backside of your canvas. Then leave it out in the sun to dry. This will automatically make your canvas tighter and lessen the sagging. So that way, as a beginner, you can work on level 1 canvases without any problem. Now let me give you a final tip to distinguish good canvases from bad ones. Always remember this. The darker the backside of the canvas, the better the quality of the canvas. If you look at these three, you can see that the level 3 canvas has the darkest backside and the level 1 has the lightest backside. Now a lot of people buy their canvases in bulk. There are different craft stores out there that sell canvases in bulk. You can even buy stretched canvases in bulk from Amazon. Craft stores like Michael's and Hobby Lobby or Jerry's Artrama, they sell canvases like in packs of 6, packs of 12, packs of 2s and packs of 3s. And they always have like 50% off or even 60% off, and they keep mailing you coupons to get you to go and buy your canvas in bulk. Now, is it really worth buying canvases in bulk? Now, let me tell you one thing. Most of these canvases that come in bulk are level 1 canvases, which is perfectly fine if you're a beginner. But as I've explained to you the cons of level 1 canvases, the same applies to all these canvases that come in bulk. You will have the problem of sagging, and you'll also have the problem of warping. You might have to buy a lot of gesso in order to coat your canvases before you start painting on them. Remember that. So think about all the additional costs that would come along with buying level 1 canvases in bulk. Sometimes when you buy canvases in bulk, what happens is they are stacked one behind the other like this. So you cannot inspect the quality of each canvas in the pack. So there might be some damage to one or two canvases in the pack, which won't be visible to your eye until you go home, open the package, and inspect the canvases individually. For example, I got this in a pack of two, and this canvas was hidden behind this canvas and packaged together. When I came home and I opened it, I saw that there was some damage on this one. If you look carefully, you can see a hole over here. The canvas is torn. I've heard of many people talk about this issue, about having at least one or two canvases in their multiple pack which has pinholes and damages and tears on them. So this is something that you have to be very cautious about when buying super value packs or canvases in bulk. Now, if you have the time and the resources, then you can buy canvas rolls and have them stretched at home by yourself. This is for people living in the United States. But if you live in countries like India, then you don't have a problem at all, because framing and stretching of canvases are quite cheap over there. So if you live in India, you can buy canvas rolls in bulk and then you can get them framed or stretched. That would be the best option and cost effective too. Apart from level 1, 2 and 3 canvases, you have linen canvases. For example, you have pieces like Masterpiece Elite custom canvases made by Blix. These are made out of the best linen, the Belgium linen. The best part about these canvases are they are really expensive because these canvases are numbered. And these canvases can be registered with the Fine Art Registry by the artist once the painting is ready. So folk, that sums up my video on Canvas 101. My next video is going to be about how to gesso, prep, sand and clean your canvases. So if you found this video to be informative, please click on like and subscribe. Share it with your friends and family. Stay tuned for my next video. Bye.